God has cursed me to see what life should be like. I feel like I'm doing God's work.
I got something to say. 10 bodies lying in the street.
I feel like I'm doing God's work.
Every gang in the United States, all y'all.
This is the true story of Kenjah King, a community activist and revolutionary in his own right, and his countless attempts at starting a mass awakening in the Black community. A story unlike any other, one that must be told. So stop what you're doing and listen. This is Unsung Heroes. Who is Kenjah King?
Who is Kenjah King?
I mean, if you let me tell it, I'll make it sound like a movie. The truth is, I am a teacher.
Wait, look!
Yeah, this is what we doing today. With the paper airplanes. Raise your hand if you have ever been affected by gun violence.
Yes, sir.
Bro, there was nothing in there. I pied him so good, man.
Okay, let's run it back.
All right.
Greco Middle School is a school of great opportunity. Misunderstood at times, but great opportunity. Mr. King with the students is a remarkable young man that has passion for what he's here for.
Oh, do not. Right over now. Do we want this? Is this like for effect? Leave it, take it off. Stop, why are you laughing? Greco Middle School is a 6th to 8th grade school. It's, I guess, the demographic, mostly African-American. You have like some other ethnicities sprinkled in. He's pretty laid back, very easy to work with, very knowledgeable about what he's trying to do with the students and purposeful. I think he has a good balance with the students and understanding their needs and trying to help them.
I'm a dad.
His dad, and I'm his mother. He is a teacher. I'm proud of him for that, and I admire him so much for that. He doesn't even understand. He's kind of so-so on it.
I know them kids probably be draining them. I'm pretty sure the kids probably annoy him at times. And then too, I know he carries a lot of inspiration from those kids as well. Over everything else, I would say he's somewhat of an activist. He's an advocate of change. Yeah, he's been on the news, man, many times, actually.
10 Tampa Bay's Emerald Morrow spoke to a teacher who's projecting his protest to the world without saying a word.
So the first time that I got on the news was wild. Ahmaud Arbery had just been killed in cold blood.
We report again tonight on the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbery. This case is perhaps a sign of the times.
Travis McMichael and his father, Greg, a former police officer, are charged with murdering 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery, seen here being killed in the street on February 23rd in Brunswick, Georgia.
The whole world saw it. Everybody was talking about it. There were a lot of protests. But there was this guy that owned this club called Franklin Manor, right? He said that all of the protesters should be shot. And that junk bothered me, right? I wanted to send a message. So what I did, I grabbed my projector. Ahmaud Arbery was on my mind from what had happened. And I projected his face right on the outside of Franklin Manor. I projected it and I just stood outside of my car. I also did it here at Franklin Manor.
The popular bar recently became the target of demonstrations after a co-owner posted, quote, "just shoot them all," end quote, in reference to protesters.
He went and he used a projector, put faces of people that had been killed, murdered, onto the building of this very man that thought protesters should be shot. I was afraid for his safety. I'm his mom.
And not to say I wasn't, but I'm a dad, and I guess I don't think that way.
He's a jerk.
I just wanted to send a message, and that was the first time that I got on the news. After that, I have been on the news a lot for a wide range of reasons. Some of them really sad, honestly. Most of them pretty sad, but some of them were fun. One of my favorite news stories that I've ever been involved with was one where they didn't even know it was me.
Our news team got a tip. There was a masked man who's been seen around Tampa promoting a message of positivity here. And 10 Tampa Bay's Miranda Parnell tracked him down to find out more about his mission. and the reason behind it.
So I created this character called the Hype Man. And I was going around with a sign that said the world needs more love. And I was taking pictures with people. You know, I got this mask on. I got these red and blue shoes on. Like my whole body, everything is covered up so you can't see me. And it was kind of a fun vibe. But what the purpose of it was, I wanted people to kind of start talking about what the message was. And that message was the world needs more love. I feel like all the time, like horrible things are constantly going viral. And I wanted to see if I could make a good message go viral. And I got on the news again.
In Ybor, you can see a lot of weird things, but lately you may spot a new character on 7th Avenue who's simply trying to make you smile. This anonymous humanitarian is on a mission to change headlines.
Yeah, we're just talking about love too.
One fist bump at a time.
But we're trying to start a mass awakening to make good messages go viral and make good things look cool.
Known simply as the Hype Man, he wanders through popular Tampa hotspots, spreading positivity and taking pictures. And the heart behind this cause comes from someone who's experienced the pain of senseless loss firsthand. So keep an eye out the next time you're in Tampa, because the Hype Man may just be there to make your day a little better. I guess, what does the world need right now?
More love. It was a fun story. One of the main places that I was going to was downtown Ybor, because it's an area where there can be some shootings, the type of stuff that we don't want going on. That's what would be happening there sometimes. It was an area that I felt like that message was needed. I had just got on the news as the Hype Man. And, you know, a couple of days later, the story went from good to bad. I promise you, this ain't no lie. There's a shooting right in that area that my news story for the Hype Man had just taken place.
As we come on the air, the investigation over a deadly shooting in Ybor City continues. One man is under arrest and 2 people are dead, a 14-year-old and a 22-year-old.
Mayhem on the streets of Ybor City early Sunday. Hundreds ran for their lives from gunshots, while others ducked for cover, fearing for their safety.
There was a child that died, and the news calls me, and they want me to come to that same area I had just been in probably about 3 days earlier, and they wanted me to speak about the child that had died.
And following the deadly shooting, I caught up with a Tampa teacher who is well known for his attempts to call for a stop to this type of violent crime. He once lost a 12-year-old student to gun violence and has been advocating for people in Tampa to put their weapons down.
I don't know who's fighting over what or why, but you should not be shooting into a crowd of people. This junk is ignorant.
Kenjah King is a Tampa educator who constantly calls for peace in his community.
Children should not be getting hit by stray bullets.
And now he's mourning yet another child who's lost their life to gun violence in the city.
I can't understand how the parents of the 14-year-old feel because they lost their child to some idiots. Anybody dying is horrible, but we all feel like a deeper pain when it's a kid because they didn't even get a chance. That pain is real. It was weird because I felt like the story started so lighthearted, and it brought me back to the pain. They called me and wanted to speak to me because they know that I've dealt with death in the past. For me to be able to really explain that, we gotta rewind it back. We gotta rewind it back. Yeah, but now
Who is Kenjah King?
The truth is, I'm a failed rapper.
I'm out here trying to do this like, hold on. I'm out here trying to do this like the rent is due, you feel me? I'm trying to get a record deal out here, bro. Come and get y'all some chicken, though.
You know that guy from your hometown? He always had dreams of blowing up and it never happened, and he's still working at it. He's like, man, it's gonna happen. That's me. Don't check out. It's part of the story. I'm not gonna talk about my music right now. I am a failed rapper who had to become a teacher. I thank my mom for that because, like, she told me that I couldn't stay at the house if I wasn't gonna be in college. After I graduated, I became a history teacher, and I'm grateful for it because it's a better route me having a job instead of just being a failed rapper. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Mom. I bring it up because, like, It put me in an interesting world. I was in two worlds at the same time, right? I'm in this rap world that is real street. It's real street over here. And then on this other world, my job is to inspire kids and try and lead them in the right direction. So being in both of those worlds, it woke me up to some things. What I noticed about the culture was that it glorified all of the things that we were trying to steer the youth away from, even the worst things. And when I'm talking about the worst things, I'm talking about murder, right? There's a huge part of hip hop culture that glorifies murder, us killing each other. So I'm in both of these worlds and I'm watching this happen. There are children who die, right? What I didn't understand is how is it that our own culture is hyping up all of the things that are actually destroying us. In my area, there was a kid named Taekwon, right in the school district that I work in, that I try and inspire kids in. He was shot to death.
Tonight, the family of a 13-year-old boy who died on Thanksgiving Day is asking why. This is Nightside. I'm Carolina Lead. Police say he was shot 2 days earlier at the intersection near the Lee Davis Community Resource Center. 10 Tampa Bay's Angelina Salcido spoke to his parents who just want answers.
I didn't know Taekwon. The reason why it really affected me is because I knew that at some point, one of the students that I teach, I knew that one of them was gonna end up dying. So when this thing happened with Taekwon, I wanted to do something. No one's ever prepared for a young child to die. There's a lot of things, unfortunately, that you gotta pay for. So what I did is I started up a GoFundMe. I'm trying to raise money. I'm out in Tampa, everywhere. I got a sign with Taekwon's face on it and everything and a link to the GoFundMe. I'm in help the community mode. I'm just trying to raise money. I tell people that I'm gonna go to the spot where Taekwon was shot and I'm going to project his face up on the wall and I'm gonna be trying to raise money.
Taekwon Johnson was shot to death, a 13-year-old boy. I know I keep talking about it. I ain't gonna stop talking about it. This is it, y'all. On the intersection of the 22nd Street and 26th Street. We are going to make a change, and it starts with us, and it starts out here.
This is the first time in my life where I really felt like I met the devil. I'm trying to get as many people in my city to hear about it. And I started getting death threats.
Yo, I feel like I found where the devil is, man, because so many people have been telling me today that I'm gonna die on Monday and that I'm gonna get shot. But I don't understand why people would be saying that to me if they understand I'm protesting the death of a child.
Since I'm not in that world, I don't know how credible the threats are or not. It seemed like everybody in my reality was telling me to stop. Everybody was saying, hey, we know that you're doing a good thing, but you are angering people in your area that are dangerous and you shouldn't do that. So I had a choice to make. Do I allow people that I don't even know? Do I allow people with ignorant mindsets to stop me from doing the good that I'm doing? And the answer is simply no. I don't care if there's some type of danger. I still go out there.
We are done with the nonsense. We ain't scared of nobody that thinks that they're a shooter or a killer. We ain't scared of nobody. No more children dying.
I go out there and I do what I gotta do. Every car that passes, I'm wondering if somebody's gonna shoot me up. I put on my red and my blue flag, which is a representation of peace, and I'm gonna wear the wrong colors in the wrong area, and I'm gonna put it on because I wanna look crazy. I wanna look like the guy not to mess with. I'm gonna come on the block and I'm gonna scream my head off and y'all ain't gonna do nothing. God was with me. That was the first time that I felt like the devil was really coming out against me. And with Taekwon, that was the first time that I had ever put together a memorial song. It was called Stray Bullet Kids.
November 25th. They got his mama singing blues. Hey, loaded up a full clip. Straight bullets hit your kids.
In the song, I talk about what happened to Taekwon. A lot of people didn't like the title, Stray Bullet Kids. You're not supposed to like the title. That was the point of it. Stray Bullet Kids is horrible. I believe that any child that gets shot, that bullet wasn't meant for them. Those are stray bullet kids. And what it was meant to do was to create conversation, to make people talk about what's actually going on in the community. As an activist, it's my job to get your attention in any way possible and then point it towards something higher. And I'll use any means that I can, whether that's me going out and protesting or me putting it in song. As far as my music goes, I probably would not be considered a conscious rapper, or at least not how it's typically defined.
I wouldn't call him a conscious rapper, but I feel like he dabbles in different bags. He can make some I guess, ratchet type stuff, if that's what you want to call it. But even then, when he does make them kind of songs, it's never been like what you hear in the world.
Part of the reason for it is this. I want to be able to use the music to go forward into the culture. Unfortunately, they don't want to hear a million "we needs to change" songs. It might seem like I'm doing a whole bunch of bragging, talking trash. I'm never glorifying violence, gang culture, calling all women hoes and disrespecting them. And I make, some people would call it kind of hood music. That's the area that I'm trying to reach, so I'm making music for it. If you make straight up conscious rapper type music,
okay, I'm super fragilistic, espialidocious.
That's great, and we need those guys. But what you're going to attract is the people that are already in that mindset. So me, what I do, I make music that you could just vibe to. If that music is able to bring me a platform, then all the stuff that I'm saying and I'm doing, I'll be able to put it up on the big stage. But if you actually listen to my music, you'll be able to hear the message in it.
New legend, big mouth, who check him? Home alone on the top, boy, who's Kevin? Running all through your hood, what are you repping? You could kill the messenger, but can't kill the message.
It sounds like I'm talking some trash, right? If you really listen to what I'm saying, I said I'm running all through your hood, what are you repping? I'm saying, bro, y'all in some gangs, y'all think that's cool? And I say, you could kill the messenger, but can't kill the message. So I'm saying, look, you might hate on me for saying what I'm saying, and you could even kill me, but you could never kill the message.
There's violence in the streets, only shoot straight. You almost hit a jet. They always run off when they miss, and always run off when it hits.
So like what I'm saying is I'm trashing that thug mindset. What I'm doing is I'm making these guys look like what they really are, and that's weak little boys. I say, only shoot strays, you almost hit a jit. I'm letting you know that when you pull up and you're shooting, you could shoot a child.
Only shoot strays, you almost hit a jet.
Whatever they do, they run off.
They always run off when they miss, and always run off when it hits.
They always run off when they miss. They do, they scurry away. They always run off when it hits. Just like some weaklings, they always run off. If you're actually understanding what my mission is, then you will get what I'm saying.
They see a young man with locks, wearing a chain or two, they automatically gonna think that he's the same thing he's actually going against.
That's actually the point. There's two sides to the music, right? If you listen completely from the outside, it sounds like I'm just talking some street stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you a street dude and you listening to it, then that's my entry into that world. You understand? I'm doing it like this on purpose. That's what I do. I'm making street music. If I'm making music that sounds like violence, cut it out. Racism, cut it out.
Bullying, knock it off. Racism, knock it off.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those guys ain't even gonna listen to it. But if I'm making music that sounds dope like that, that's my entry into your headphones. If you keep listening, if you like me as an artist, at some point you will see, oh, that's what he's talking about? Oh, that's why he wears the red and blue. So with my art, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like a high level game that I'm playing. And on one side, I'm playing this real street game. I'm talking trash. So every line that I say, I'm trying to, What I was trying to do is like, yo, I'm just gonna be the best rapper. The reason why all my music isn't conscious is because I'm trying to make a prototype for what I think hip hop should be. Something that people can digest and will want to digest, making dope music, but music that's not destroying the community in any type of way. I think that record labels they're evil. They profit off of promoting everything that destroys us. And then you could have artists like me and they will ignore us. They will come to the community again and again and again. And pretty much what they're doing is they're choosing the most possessed guy. What these rappers are trying to do, they're trying to show you, hey man, I'm the most possessed. I'm the most craziest one. I'll kill anybody for whatever. They're trying to prove to you how crazy they are to be able to get money. How does that even make sense? And then the other thing is that it's working. It works with the labels. These people ain't even from our communities, guys. But they're coming to the hood looking, finding the person that's like, murder, murder, murder. And that's the person that they're handing the money to, the possessed guy. We used to be slaves. The person that we used to put on the platforms was the person that was going to help us rise. Like your Martin Luther Kings and your Malcolm X's. Now in this day and age, they got it so that our own culture destroys us. They're promoting it like crazy. It's time to knock them off that platform. And I believe that we could start a mass awakening that's going to change our world. Despite all that, I still love my culture and I'm going to still make music. But I would have never thought that one of the next songs that I made would be played at my student's funeral.
Our children are dying. Death was never intended for teenagers.
I consider myself a man of God. I have been praying. We were on Christmas break and we were about to get back the next day. And for some reason, I felt in my spirit that I needed to pray. And I was praying about all the stuff that we're discussing here about a need for change, massive change. I wake up the next morning and I go to work, just like any morning. And they called me into the office. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I did something wrong. First, they ask me, they say, "You teach James Lett, right?" And I'm like, yeah, I teach James. And they let me know that James had been shot to death.
An unexpected loss forces a local family into mourning. This is Nightside. I'm Carolina Lee.
And I'm Dave Wagner. A 12-year-old killed, a 14-year-old injured in a shooting on Sunday.
10 Tampa Bay's Angelina Salcido spoke to the 12-year-old's family tonight as investigators try to piece together why a fight between friends ended in gunfire.
This 12-year-old's name is James, and he was the light of his family's eyes.
12-year-old James Lett Jr. killed after his aunt LaToya Lett says he was shot once in the face.
James had been shot to death. This is a kid that I saw every day. That was the very thing that I had been trying to avoid. I was hoping to change the world because I thought that if we changed mindsets, that things like that would happen less. So I know I have no control over whether James was gonna die or not. I understand that. But the mission that I had in my life of changing the world, it was because I wanted less people to die, especially children.
The death of James put a dark cloud over the school because these children are like our own children. James, God bless his soul, was very impactful, and it probably still to this day, it still affects a lot of kids.
Everybody's crying. They're trying to instruct us on how to tell the kids. As the students were let in, a lot of them were crying. A lot of teachers were hurt and crying. It was just horrible. So just like before, I wanted to help raise money. I make another sign, except for this time with my student's face on it. And the same parade that I had went to try and raise money for Taekwon, I'm out there with the sign. James's mom hears about me directing people to her GoFundMe, and she asked me to speak at his funeral. I remember being afraid before I went up there. Like, what is it that you say in a situation like this where a child has died? She also played the memorial song that I made for James at the funeral.
Long live James, long live James, long live James. Little bro gone too soon. A young king is up in the sky that we wasn't ready to lose. Can you feel what I'm telling you?
It was a very sad atmosphere. It hurt to see him laying there. Even thinking about it today, it always hurts. Because it's not the first time that I dealt with death, but I had been on a mission. Part of that made me feel like I failed in that mission, at least in that moment. Time went by and his mother is so strong. We tried our best to take his story and make it count. So about a year later, I called his mother back to the school and I got in touch with the news. We brought all the kids into the lunchroom and we had an assembly. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to make that whole room of people cry. As a community activist, I use emotions to make change because I wanted them to feel the pain. I'm grateful that we were able to do that. She got on the news and that was a blessing.
A Tampa mom who knows the heartache of losing a child spoke to students at Greco Middle School today to try to help understand the gravity of gun violence.
10 Tampa Bay's Miranda Parnell was there to capture her emotional message and the tragic story of her 12-year-old son, James Lett Jr.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I promise to make sure your name stay alive.
A mother dedicated to keeping her word after losing her only son to senseless gun violence.
So now me and my girls want to see it, we have to go to a grave. All because somebody thought it was cool to have a gun.
And now Latrina Jackson is trying to prevent more parents from feeling that same pain by speaking directly to students in Tampa.
If I was able to save one child's life, like, hey, it's not cool, man, put the guns down, I did my job.
Jackson said her son James had a smile that was worth $1 million. She last got to see that smile 10 months ago when James was tragically shot and killed in a home by a 14-year-old.
My sister came and looked me in the eyes and she was like, you must not know. And I was like, know what? And she was like, James is gone. My heart dropped.
Now Jackson wants these kids to learn from her family's loss and keep her son's name alive. Before another parent has to suffer without their child. In Tampa, Miranda Parnell, 10 Tampa Bay.
After James died, I kind of went off the deep end a little bit.
He's had some things that really have hurt him very deeply. And I think when that happened, that flipped the switch in him to go even harder.
I had tried so hard to make change. I had so many things happen to me that just hurt. And I was angry. And I went online and I acted a fool. Hey, this is called your gang. And I said a lot of junk that I know I wasn't supposed to say, but that was the point. And your gang, your squad, whatever set it is that you represent, I almost take it as setting myself on fire. There's certain words you're not supposed to say. And I'm already used to doing things I'm not supposed to do, but there are certain words you're not supposed to say. And those words, or that phrase, is F your gang. And I went off on a rant. We got way too many people dying, way too many children getting shot for me to not finally come on here and just say, F y'all and F everything you represent. Y'all are not real men. We got too many people getting shot and killed, but it's a small number of ignorant, dumb that nobody ever wants to call out that's shooting up the block. But we could have a dumb rapper make a song about it and talking about I'm blasting some in the head and his brain's coming out and we'll make this a millionaire. But anybody that speaks against it, they don't want to hear that, right? That's why it's finally came to this point for me to have to say F y'all, F your gang, every gang in the United States, F all y'all. And it started going viral immediately. I pretty much just lost it. And sometimes people will be like, look at you videotaping yourself crashing out. Yeah, I did. I wanted it to go viral. I wanted to get as many people angry as possible. And you can hear me saying that in the video. We hate all y'all. I'm trying to cause problems. I said, I am trying to cause problems. I wanted to say it in a way that everybody was gonna hear because I just lost it. I was angry. I was hurt. I felt like I was a person that tries so hard to make change and it didn't happen. So I freaked out. And look, like I said, I'm trying to be a man of God. So I'm not the one that want to be on the internet cussing people out. I know that my mom saw that. She was shook up by it. I knew that the video was going super viral when my uncle, who doesn't even live in my area, saw it.
I get a phone call from his uncle, called me and said, hey, I saw something. I don't know how to handle it. And I asked him, what are you talking about? He said, I saw a video that was calling out thugs and anybody in a violent community. He didn't want his nephew to be hurt.
And that was upsetting to me, and still is.
As an activist, I use emotions, and I wanted people to fear for my safety. I wanted people to get angry. Because at the end of the day, whatever emotion it is that you feel, that you come into me and you're talking to me about it, that means that you're thinking about what I'm saying. And what I've been talking about is that the world needs to change because we even got kids out here dying. We have to stop glorifying things that destroy us.
He's really trying to get the message out there that gangs need to be done away with, because there's nothing productive that comes from it. He's not shy about showing his disdain for gangs. I would say he's fearless. I would say he's honestly the definition of fearless.
What am I actually doing? If you think about it, all it is, look, I'm doing something crazy. Pay attention. Look, I'm doing something crazy again. Pay attention. That's what an activist job is. And guess what? It's not always gonna be comfortable for the people watching. Nobody else was calling them out like that. So I wanted it to be said loud. And I said it, F your gang. It felt like my whole entire reality saw it because everybody was talking to me about it, telling me, hey man, you need to be careful. People were coming up to me and warning me. Honestly, when I released that video, I thought that I was gonna die. Somebody's gonna come and get me, I'm dead. Didn't happen. That moment had to pass, just like any other moment, and I had to calm down because it was too much. Within all of that, there's been a lot of ways that I've tried to lift this message up. Some of the ways were fun. Hi guys, it's me, Dreadlock Romeo. I'd make some goofy videos promoting for albums.
ILS One, new album by Dreadlock Romeo.
Or just some random stupid junk.
Hey y'all, time for a freestyle.
Life is not about having what you call hoes.
He needs some lotion. Hey, you need to buy some lotion.
Stop the violence and show love to the whole world.
I think Kenja, he has multiple personalities.
Is it on? Oh, hey guys. Hey, I am a thug. I participate in the killing of niggas. So next time that it's time to give out a record deal, make sure that I get one. And this is gonna feel really random, right? I felt like if I had the funding to be able to promote my message, that's the thing that would take it far. I started feeling like the one thing that was holding me back was that I just didn't have enough money to really push the message because you got to pay to promote on all these different pages. Now, this is the random part. A Chinese billionaire named Justin Sun. This is crazy. A Chinese billionaire named Justin Sun. He purchases a piece of art for about $6 million. It was a banana taped to a wall. A banana taped to a wall.
You might have heard about the guy who paid over $6 million to buy, yes, you see it there, a banana duct taped to a wall. Yes, it is true.
And then after he purchased said artwork, he proceeds to take the banana off of the wall and eat it.
On Friday, billionaire Justin Sun kept his promise to eat the very pricey fruit, which he did in front of a crowd in Hong Kong.
So I joined the art world. I said, you know what? That's how I'm gonna go ahead and get my funding. I'm gonna make this crazy video, a time lapse of me making this huge art piece. I actually go to this store that's close to where I live, and I find this red palette that's been sitting out there for months. I took that palette. I took that red palette and I set it up in my side room and I make this huge piece. And on the piece, there's a message. In the middle, it says, help me change the world. And it says, fix the fatal error. I created a huge piece of art that actually had a message to it. That banana thing inspired me to do that because I'm like, yo, what's the message in that? You just throwing money away. If they just gonna throw money like that, then I'm at least gonna create something that's got a message behind it. And I was trying to sell it to be able to promote the message that I'm pushing so I can shoot my music videos. And so when those videos are done, so I can put them on all the platforms. If the mass awakening that I'm talking about happens, I still believe that that would be one of the greatest artworks of all time. And matter of fact, it's right over here. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's still sitting over here, man. So look, I need one of y'all to buy it. It don't gotta be Justin, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so anyways, yeah, I tried in a lot of different ways. Another one of the ways that I tried was with a short documentary called Fatal Error.
A fatal error has been triggered in humanity's programming, leading to self-destruction. As long as the fatal error goes unresolved, they will never rise. We are in control. We run the narrative, and the narrative is your death.
Fatal error.
Programmed your brain. We programmed your brain.
It's pretty much like a visual essay of what's going on in the culture and what needs to change. The purpose of Fatal Error was to show that to the world in a really explosive way. I already had a relationship with Mike D from Real Black because this wasn't my first time making a documentary. I had made another documentary called 400 Years, a case for the deliberate destruction of the Black community. That documentary had blown up. It was getting rave reviews. You can still go look at it right now. Mike D, yo, shout out to him. He posted, I appreciate that, and it blew up. So after I had Fatal Error done, I was like, all right, Fatal Error is about to blow up, man. Well, as of today, Fatal Error is still somewhere around 12,000 views. And that's not bad. And I'm grateful for it. But what I've been trying to do is have a mass awakening. It's like sending a wave through all of society where people's minds start to change about something or they're awakened to something. That didn't happen with Fatal Error. After all these different attempts, I was just tired. I felt like I can't just remain doing what I'm doing. I had always been thinking about just deleting all of social media, no longer doing any of the things that I've been doing. What I wanted to happen didn't happen. And at some point, I got to skip off into the sunset and be happy. So I had already been thinking about getting rid of all social media for a while, and I started deleting it. And as I'm deleting it, people start coming to me and telling me that I'm going viral on a local Instagram page called QC Media. I had sent QC Media the F Your Gang video, and they posted it, and it was blowing up even more. The guy that runs QC Media, he's like, hey, people are asking about your movement. Loads and loads and loads of comments. At this point, I had already come to terms with the fact that it wasn't gonna happen. I had went viral on social media again and again and again. I'm a person that had been on the news again and again and again. So when the F Your Gang video was going viral again, I just ignored it. I said, there's no movement. I told him, I said, I've tried everything that I could try. This is from my Instagram, one of the last pages that I hadn't deleted yet. And I'm letting him know I'm deleting all of this. I'm done with this. He's saying people are asking for a response. So I never turned down a hot mic. So what I did, I got a shirt that said F Your Gang, and I made another video explaining why I had said that. Nobody better disagree. There's nothing to disagree with. So some people wanted a response as to why I had said F Your Gang. The truth is, I am tired. I'm tired of seeing too many of my people die, too much violence in my community, kids steady getting shot, hit with stray bullets, and I see all of these guys glorifying and promoting violence continually, and they trying to make it look like they look cool for that junk. Y'all don't see that this junk is a mess? Y'all don't see that we need a revolution right now to stop that mindset? Along with that, I would put on that shirt and I would just go all around Tampa. I'm trying to send a message, but I still was gonna delete my social media, and I did. And that's where we are right now. I stepped out of that world. And then I look back at the story and I noticed what I was doing. For the whole time, I'm trying to hit a home run. So I have all of these crazy stories. I was like, bro, if I tell all of those stories together, that's the story. And what I thought might have been the end actually could be the beginning. It could have been like a long tutorial phase right before my game even starts. Tutorial's over. If this was my last chance to say or do something that would change the world, what would I say? First off, this isn't about me. The only reason I told my story is to prove a point. My community is being led to destruction. Millions are spent promoting nonsense, while those who wish to heal it are threatened, ignored, and ridiculed. I never allowed fear to control me. I never sold out. No one ever stopped me from doing what I set out to do, and that's start a mass awakening. Never again will we glorify the very things that destroy us. The ignorant will be denied influence instead of given it. The record labels and executives who profit off the promotion of our deaths no longer have a leg to stand on. They have been exposed by the true people of the culture, people they have been ignoring for generations. Either help build a new world or remain in your sinking ship. Continuing your current path will condemn you for your constant participation and benefiting off the degradation of my people. I believe that God allowed me to go through hell because he was giving me the pain I needed to show the world. And as this reality comes to an end, maybe it's just a new beginning. Maybe we've reached a turning point. Maybe society has had enough. I'm still ready. I'm always ready. Even as the final bell rings, I'm still throwing shots. I'm still looking for my chance. Or is a story like mine not worth society's attention? I'm waiting for my interviews. I'm expecting great opportunity because I said I'd change the world if given a shot. I guess the only difference between a mass awakening and the status quo is if society lifts this story up instead of lifting up those who tear down the community. So what'll it be, angels or demons? This is a revolution. As always, we come in peace, but enemies of peace will be treated as enemies of peace. Are you an enemy of peace? The tutorial's over and the game starts now. Oh yeah, and one more thing, your game. I'm gonna say some gangster stuff right here. Real gangster. But I haven't decided what I'm gonna say yet. But it's gotta be really gangster. Like really gangster. Ayy, King Killer, Mr. Big Bad Super Thug. Been talking through the city, suckers didn't shoot me up. Pop, pop, bust, I thought I was supposed to die. Killers that you know the slide, I got them staying inside. 22 trying to hit me with a 45. My daddy hit me up like, why you make your mama cry? I shot it up in 4K, blue on my wrist like I'm Fortray, red on the other like a Pyru blood gang. They kill you in a drive-through Mustang, need a couple extra napkins for the blood stains. How come they hate loud but they love ain't? Martin Luther King bet, I'm a thug saint with a gold chain. Killers piss me off, I'm bringing propane. Watch you burn the whole house down. I got the roaches running out now. Why the freak you suckers thinking I was about to bow down? I was on your block waiting for the pow-pow with a bulletproof vest and a foul mouth. My daddy know what his son really bout, but my mother cried when she found out. Mr. Big Bad, Big Bad Super Thug, it's Kenjah King. King Killer, Big Bad, Mr. Big Bad Super Thug. It's the Big Bad, Mr. Big Bad Super Thug, King Killer. King Killer, King Killer, Mr. Big Bad Super Thug. Death Row back king, Tupac back king, Biggie Smalls back king, I'm just that king. I'm calling all the shots in my city. The whole block gon' stomp you out if you kill me. Only fear God, I ain't scared of no man. Barbarian on the beat, call him Conan. Dos manos, beat you down with both hands. Red pill, blue pill, here to change your program. The devil in our souls, we are so down. So I said a bunch of things they didn't understand. I got a big mouth, watch me get shot for it. Martyrs always knew I'm Tupac for it.
I'm coming back from Cuba, aiming at you losers. Make the whole world change before I chuck doses. 100,000 shotties crying, call a brother Cupid. But I ain't about to kiss Judas. Hey, what you gon' do? I'll probably show them. Big bad, Mr. Big Bad. Big bad super thug, it's Kenjah King.
King killer.
Big bad,
Mr. Big Bad Super Thug.
It's the big bad, Mr. Big Bad Super Thug, King Killer.
King killer. King killer. Mr. Big Bad Super Thug.
That's my villain laugh. That's my evil villain laugh.